Today, we're going to dive into one of the most talked about, misunderstood, and let's be honest, slightly overhyped topics out there. AI. We'll cover what AI actually is, why it's a tool and not the boss, the AI tools we actually use in marketing, a few hilarious fails we've seen, and how it fits into both our work at Moxie and our everyday life. And of course, we'll be sharing why we believe our jobs as creatives are still important, if not more important than ever. Welcome to Behind the Brand, the podcast for small business owners, solopreneurs, and aspiring entrepreneurs who are ready to start strong, stand out, and stay bold. I'm Taylor.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Isabella, and we're part of the powerhouse team of marketers at Moxie Creative.
We're taking you behind the scenes to explore what it takes to build and grow a memorable brand.
Ready to get behind the brand? Let's dive in. Hello, Moxieverse. Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Brand. Taylor here, and I am joined by our Moxie Mama, Kelly Kane.
Hello.
And our creative director, Jack of all trades extraordinaire.
Moxie Michael.
Moxie
I feel like
Michael.
he needs a name. No.
Yeah, Moxie Michael works.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Okay, and we are going to talk about a very interesting topic today that Miss Kelly Kane picked. So, okay, AI, baby, buckle up. So, unless you've been living under a rock, it's pretty obvious at this point to see that AI has kind of infiltrated our society. It's showing up in schools, workplaces, social media, online shopping. I mean, you don't even have to go to a store to try a shirt on. You can do it online. And pretty much everywhere you look, it seems to be a topic of conversation. But what exactly is AI? How does it work in your life? Is it good? Is it bad? All the questions that I think people are asking. I think we're asking. I think we're seeing the positive effects. We're seeing the negative effects.
So we're going to talk about our industry in particular,
Yes,
not the
for
whole
sure.
society.
Of course.
Let's bring it down.
Yeah.
Chunk it down.
So, Kelly, Michael, in your eyes, what does AI in our industry look like?
Well, I think that with the onslaught of ChatGPT, I don't know when it came about, but I think in the last years when I started to use it or look at it, people assume that everything we do is just ChatGPT now. Okay, and that's not true. ChatGPT is a tool. I can tell you how I use it. Typically, I write something and it's too long, and I'll say, please make this shorter. And that's about the extent I use it. Sometimes you can, get outlines for things. And
I use it a lot for blogs to get an outline for a blog.
But you have to be careful because it's not always true.
Correct.
What they're saying is not Google and it's not, or whatever. So I would say that is how I've personally used it. But AI has been around a long time with digital marketing. I'll let Michael talk about if AI is part of websites or whatever. But in digital marketing, the way ads are delivered is it's software, but there's a lot of AI in it. And this is going to be a really dumbed down version, but the software and things to deliver ads is used a lot of times with audience cloning. So if we can say we want to reach these type of people in this geographic area that have these interests, we do that. But once we kind of capture those people, let's say on social media, then the AI can kind of clone that audience and find other people like that. I think a lot of the ads that were being delivered is because we're fitting into some kind of a box and AI is figured out. Obviously, when we see like some days, everything in my Facebook feed are, beauty products, and I'm just a sucker and I'm just like, buy it. And sometimes it's cleaning. You can tell like what season I'm going through by what my Facebook ads. That is
What
all
your emotional stability is like.
Yeah. That is AI driven.
Yeah.
Whether we realize it or not.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that's a great point. It does feel very, very much, even I can go and look at like, okay, I'm going to take what I get a lot of information from or, public opinion, and that's LinkedIn. And if I look at what LinkedIn was like 2 years ago, nobody was talking about AI. When I look at what LinkedIn is like today, it's like every third post. And I honestly have to be like, this is not interesting to me. This is not interesting to me because it's just so much. But AI, artificial intelligence, has been around for a lot of things. I mean, spam filters, photo tagging, your navigation apps, when it says like, oh, it'll take you 34 minutes to get to work. I mean, like all of those things are built on these artificial intelligence.
And they're good things.
Yeah.
They're good tools and they're positive.
Yeah.
So I don't want to, people think, oh, AI is bad.
Yeah.
I think in our industry, what we've had some clients asking us, are we using AI to create our ads? And the answer is no. I think Michael can talk about how AI is in some of the graphic design and other kind of programs that you use.
Yeah, I'll speak to what you just said, that AI has kind of always existed, but it's not like it is now.
Yeah.
Like, it was like automated filters and automated things that we didn't really think about. Now it's because they have these large language models where you can interact with it and have conversations with it. That's what's making this unique.
New.
And it can do so many different things. It's not just trying to figure out an audience for your blog. You can ask it anything. I was having it look at code for me this morning. Like, how come this isn't working? And it would just give me the answers. It'll write the code for you. You want me to drop that into a zip file? Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
See, that's a great tool.
Right.
Yeah.
But it can't make you a website.
And it doesn't always work because last week, Tyler and I were trying to figure out the dimensions of this tumbler, and I was trying to get him a template because the client didn't give us a template. And I was like, he's like spewing out all this stuff. Tyler was an engineering major, so he knows math. And I'm like, Tyler, I don't get what you're saying. Maybe let's just try to put this into chat and see if we can figure it out. Put the things into chat, and it did not send us the right thing, but it was trying. It was trying to send us EPS files, like all this stuff.
Yeah, so you have to be careful that you can't take it as truth, right?
Yeah, all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
So you just tried that code and maybe it worked. Right?
It did not work.
Okay, so see, there's
Spoiler alert.
So that's what I'm saying is that you can't trust it.
Yeah.
I mean, doing research, like even like on Google, that AI overview at the top,
Gemini.
I never look at that because
I go right
it's
by
not
that.
always
Right.
Yeah.
You got to like find your own sources.
Because that's like a generalized aggregate of a whole bunch of stuff. It's just an intelligent guessing machine. It's like a
and so, but I think I just worry that people think it's true.
glorified autocorrect.
Yeah, or like kind of like,
it's
WebMD.
anticipating-
Like it's just going to tell you like the exact opposite of like what's actually going on or what you're actually
So why
looking
didn't your
for.
code work?
I don't know.
It's just because it's not that smart.
Well, yeah, it told me it'll work. Do it like this. Oh, here's why it didn't work because of this, and now I'll fix it. Still didn't work.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
no, but I mean, the problem with people that in our industry or creatives, artists in general, have with it is that the ones that generate images have been trained on people's work
Yeah.
without consent. Like it's just raised through the internet, the vast data sphere, and collected everybody's artwork, and now it makes appropriations of people's stuff.
Yeah, that's not right.
So that's where it's like the ethical argument against AI.
Okay.
I mean, like Adobe has one. That's the software we use in our industry, is Adobe Creative Suite. They have trained it only on their stock photos, so it's supposedly more ethical. I've only ever used it to fill in backgrounds.
Yeah.
It's really
That's
great at
kind of
completing,
cool.
stretching an image and filling in some. It saves me so much time.
I remember we had a client that was standing in front of a cityscape of
Yeah.
Minneapolis, and I assume it was correct on the sides. I mean, did we even know?
But it looks great. The background was kind of blurred. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't a, exact.
It didn't. Yeah, it didn't have to be exact.
Yeah. And I think, right, it was sent in as a vertical and she wanted it as
Yeah,
like
it
the
was
main
like-
hero image or
It was
something
really
like that.
cropped in
Yes, it
close,
was
and
the
she
wrong
wanted to like
orientation.
zoom
Yeah,
out.
and you were like, "Oh, I got it. And this was like kind of before like
It's a few years ago.
It was- yeah, it was like
you're like, I
Adobe's-
just tried it and it worked and it was great.
It was part of the software, so
Yeah.
that type of thing. What other things will like Photoshop and InDesign do?
InDesign's supposed to, I haven't tried it. It's supposed to be able to like, if you've got a Facebook ad that's this wide, but you need one that's this wide, it'll supposedly do that for you, like resize all those things. I've never used it.
I don't
I've
think
seen
we
it
do
work,
that. I
but-
think Brittany just
No,
does
yeah,
it.
Brittany just
Yeah.
does it. It's because it's probably quicker, and then you know it's right, and it's not going to crop out relevant information or
Right.
rework your text or.
Okay, so I found a tool, an AI tool that recently, when I had a client that had a lot of changes and everyone was booked and this campaign was launching and I needed new images for Facebook. And a lot of times when you get them on the stock websites, they're not the right orientation for Facebook or Instagram. And I would have Brittany, like, resize this for me because I don't use Adobe anymore.
And we had to use stock imagery because it's a new venue.
Yeah.
There's no
Yep.
photos.
But
to
it's
it.
real photos,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Stock imagery. But it has an AI tool right there to crop. You can edit it with AI. And all I asked it, but what I could do is I could crop it in the 1-to-1 ratio I needed it for a square for Facebook. And I'm like, oh my God, I just saved so much time and now I don't have to wait for Brittany or whatever. And like, I thought, well, that's cool for someone like me because then I can be a little more self-sufficient. It doesn't replace, if we needed to do anything with a design, I just needed a photo. On the flip side, I had the same client call me on Friday and really worried that this photo I picked was AI. Where are you getting the stock photos? I said, it's not AI as far as I know. It's royalty-free photography. And he kept hemming and hawing about this picture of a woman. And I was off and I was on my phone and I was driving. And I'm like, what's wrong with the photo? Because I couldn't see it. And he's like, well, they just she just looks uncanny. He was worried about offending this fake person in a stock photograph. He didn't want to tell me that her face looked weird.
Yeah.
He thought that it looked like AI put it together because her face was strange looking,
Yeah.
and he was being too polite to even. I'm like, what? You know, what don't you like? So on Monday, I found a new photo, and lo and behold, that same girl's in the photo, and she's in the background. And so it was a real person. She just needed to eat a couple cheeseburgers. She was just really, really thin, and she had a different, you know, she was just. But he said, in his defense, he works for a municipality, that they have gotten criticized for using AI, or people have, you know, he wanted to know what to say. He didn't want people complaining about that, and he wanted to know where I got my photos because he's ready for that fight. And so people are kind of like mad about it or whatever, but it was just, it can't even look strange. It can't, you know, because if it looks strange, it might be AI.
Yeah.
Or if something's blurry, they might think it's AI.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it keeps getting better, but our brain is hardwired to see that uncanny valley.
Anyways, so I just changed it instead of, you know, but they were laughing at themselves. They saw the irony of it, that she really was real. But so it's her fault for being strange looking. But anyway.
That reminds me of the best quote I've seen is about somebody was talking about, you know, generative AI can just write a book, basically, like write a novel for me.
Yeah.
And he said, why would I bother to read something that nobody could be bothered to write?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's humans want things created by other humans.
Yeah.
Well, and it goes to the essence of what we do. I mean, we are a creative agency. We do media buying and we do strategy, and, you know, we're a marketing agency, but, you know, big focus what we do is the creative. I remember having a potential client saying, well, don't you just use AI? And we're like, no. I remember at that time, we're like, absolutely not. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because that's what we do.
Right.
And now I would say 2 years later, like, okay, now we're using it just as a tool here or there, but it doesn't replace what we're doing.
No.
So
That's where it excels, as a tool to assist you in
yeah,
repetitive tasks.
it cannot know the knowledge or the talent that we have.
Right.
And so I just want everyone to understand that. I was showing off to Mo yesterday and showing him my new crop tool with the stock photography, because I just thought it was really cool.
It's a handy time-saving tool.
Yeah.
That's what
And
it's for.
it was, so he just picked a picture so I could show him, and it was 2 beach chairs and a palm tree on a beach. And so then he typed in, because you can do more than that, I'm just cropping. And he typed in, put a pirate sitting in the beach chair. And it wasn't exactly the same picture, but it was a picture of a pirate sitting in a beach chair. And I laughed so hard. And he's like, well, that's not what they did. They gave me a whole different picture. I'm like, who took a picture of a pirate? And I'm like, that's the same tree. He goes, it's not exactly the same tree. It looks like it. And I'm like, oh, it kind of works, you know, but this is where it can be dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You know?
and I think we have seen some of the dangers of it. We've seen people that ended up not working with us, and we can tell, you know, they post something and we can tell, okay, this was done through AI. And, you know, it kind of goes back to, like, I've talked about this a few times. Like, I look at a billboard, you know, driving down the freeway, and I'm like, wow, that looks terrible. And my husband can be seeing the same billboard, and he's like, it's fine, it's a billboard, you know. So I also think sometimes, like, it's our trained eyes where we're like, whoa. But there are some things that I've seen with AI that actual brands, businesses have posted, and I'm like,
Let's talk about that. What have you noticed?
How do you not see that? I mean, logos being distorted, like,
oh, anything distorted, right?
You don't-
Someone's face, like that skinny girl.
there was it was going around on LinkedIn during, like, Wimbledon, and there is an AI influencer. I don't even remember what her name is, and it's this picture of her, and, you know, she's sitting at Wimbledon, and she's, like, beautiful. She legit in the picture looks like she must be 9 feet tall sitting next to a 3-foot man.
Oh,
like,
yeah. So proportions are off.
Like,
yeah.
those are weird. And if you zoom in, like, the people's faces look like,
Start to get
They have 4
demonic.
eyes.
yeah. So, like, if you just look at the girl, you're like, oh, wow, that's a really pretty girl. And then if you start to look at everything that's happening around her, and that's what I've seen happen a lot with AI. It's, what's ever at the forefront maybe looks good, but it's everything
can't
that's
fill in the
around it
back.
is like, what are you doing?
And we see it a lot with celebrities, right? Like, that's not that celebrity. And
Yeah.
that's just really sad. Like, I saw a post, and it was, you know, this woman, I don't know who she was because it was in the back, and it was supposed to be Jimmy Fallon. It was not Jimmy Fallon's face. So all these fake articles and these fake pictures, I find that troublesome. I don't like that. Like, you don't even know what's true anymore.
Yeah.
But we did see a client of ours used something that we did not create, and Facebook flagged it as AI.
Yeah.
And so
Meta's getting smart about that. They're saying this is, you know, AI
Edited
generated
or whatever.
content.
Yeah.
Not so much with the, like, captions, but with the artwork.
Yeah. And then there's some phrases that you've pointed out to me that are just like ChatGPT
Yeah.
overuses.
Yeah.
Well, the M dash for
Well,
sure.
And that one I get a little like whatever because that is like a grammatical thing.
Yeah, but they
it's definitely
overuse it.
Yeah, they definitely overuse it. Like so many rhetorical questions. I can't even I don't even read half the posts.
We can tell
Yeah,
usually.
yes,
And some of it's
absolutely.
our competitors, and we're like, okay, you're a creative agency, marketing agency. Why aren't you writing your own captions?
And eventually, I do think the everyday consumer, that's not us working in marketing, they're going to start becoming smarter and seeing through those things too.
One thing that when I use it to make my something shorter or longer, it's always a list. Like whether it's this or that, da 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 da, and it's very salesy. Like there's not a lot of substance to it, and that's what I feel like. Even if I put substance in, it's coming out very like dumbed down and salesy.
Yeah.
And so I've read websites where I'm like, this is saying nothing. I think they use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Like you said. And that's, I guess, my fear is that everything is getting dumbed down.
Yeah, it all kind of sounds the same. I watched a video the other day. This lady was, how can you tell artificial writing from real person writing? She read a short story and then read another one, and she said, can you tell? And like, yeah, obviously it's this one. It was all formatted very specifically. And it was just, she said it just felt hollow. Like you could just tell a person.
Yeah, it's not
didn't
saying
write this.
anything. That's the only
A
way
lot
I
of that
take it.
marketing stuff is
You're
just
taking out the humanity.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's marketing 101. Like humans trust humans. Humans respond to humans. Like
Yeah.
you're losing that.
So if we think, oh, this is going to threaten our business, I actually think it could make us more valuable.
Yeah.
I mean, anything like with technology, the busier people get and they're using this, the more they're going to want to stand out. I think there's been some time where we've been worried about it, but if you flip it on its head, I mean, it can get smarter or whatever, but I just think, like, for example, the logo meeting we had yesterday and Mo talking about all these things that he was thinking about when creating this woman's logo.
Yeah.
It's like a machine can't do that. There's just no way. And so that, authentic.
It would be interesting if you put in like the same prompt.
Yeah, we
Like
should
for,
try it.
Like for that specific logo, just for fun.
To show it? Yeah, that would be neat.
And just all the things that he sent in the email, like lifting someone up from the fire, hope, all these things, like what the logo would be. And I bet it's just like the most basic, generic, like logo.
Or it's awesome
ever.
and we can tell her we did it.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be the case.
So, I mean, there's
unfortunately.
AI in all of your programs. Do you even know if it's AI? Like, things connecting a dot or a line?
in Adobe. It's very
Obvious.
specific things.
Okay.
Like you have to tell it to generate some. Even in Illustrator, it'll generate vector, but it's always been terrible when I've tried to use it for something. Just to play with it.
So we're kind of in the Wild West days of AI.
Yeah.
Perhaps,
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so what's the future? I have no idea. Michael, you're well-read. What's going on?
Well, if you listen to the tech bros, we're
Yeah.
going to have artificial general intelligence, which means like cyberpunk, like a totally thinking, autonomous robot machine intelligence that's going to run everything. But
Will it clean my house? I'm still waiting for that robot to clean my house.
it's going to write
What was
poetry
the
and artwork, and
robot
then you
in the
still have to
Jetsons?
clean your house. I think that's the plan.
Rosie.
Rosie, yeah, robot.
Yeah.
I mean, we already have robot vacuums, robot
Oh, yeah.
grass mowers.
Yeah. So again, what do you think the dangers of somebody that's, let's say, a new grad that's been hired as a marketing coordinator at a company, and they're expected to do the work of 8 of us here? Because that's a
Yeah.
lot of people think that
Yeah.
one person can do all those things, and they start using AI. What do you think the danger of it will be to help them with their marketing?
The inaccuracies are going to be the biggest thing.
Okay.
I read an article. This guy was writing an article. It was for online magazine or something. 15 top books of the summer. And then people started looking at the list, and 10 out of the 15 books were completely fabricated. Like the authors hadn't written those books yet. They didn't exist.
That reminds me of
Means-
those the top songs of 1984. I'm like, nope, that was 86 because I was here at that time doing this. Like,
So then he just admitted, yeah, I used ChatGPT for that, and I didn't check it. I usually check it. Do you have any care about your own work?
and I think social media is just full of that.
Yeah.
Especially those, I don't even know why people put up all these fake things about celebrities and clickbait or whatever it is. I don't believe anything I read anymore.
They've done studies that the more you use AI, the dumber you get, basically, because
Yeah.
you're getting rid of those critical thinking skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going away. And I think that these new grads, if they, get those marketing specialist, coordinator job, whatever, I've been in one, and I didn't have any type. I was doing it all by myself with my brain, thinking through, doing all this problem
That's how you
solving.
learn.
Right. That helped me be prepared for the next step. So that's what scares me. Like, okay, someone gets into a job and like that's all that they're using. What's it going to look like when they want to leave that job? Like, how are they going to even show up for an interview? How are they going to, confidently say these are the skills that I have when you don't have those skills? Chat has those skills,
Yeah, but what if, they just use it as a tool? Like
Yeah,
maybe they're
right.
not the best writer,
Right.
but they're great at this.
Yeah.
They could just, you have to use it. I just think
You have
in
to
moderation.
Yes, you have
Yeah.
to be. You
Is
have to be
that
smart.
a good way
You
to
still have to
say it?
have like a fundamental understanding of what you're doing, so you know if it's good or not, like whether
Yeah.
the chat helped you or not.
Yeah, and I do not want to knock on it like 100% because I use it and I use it a ton in my personal life. Like,
Oh, like for what?
oh my gosh, it is my
Grocery list?
Oh, like it's the only way I've gone grocery shopping.
Can you
the
tell me
last,
how
like,
that
month and a
works?
half.
I'm interested.
Well, I can do it in a couple different ways. I can say these are the things that my family likes. It's me, my husband, my 2 kids. I like to eat high protein. My husband likes
Oh,
this. My
shut
kids are
up.
picky for this. And it will give me a whole list. And I'll say, okay, great. I want this meal, this meal, this meal. Can you give me a shopping list for those exact things?
Is it correct?
Or, yeah. Or I put in, like, these are the meals that I want for this week. Write my shopping list for me because,
stop.
yeah, like I use it.
Will it clean your house?
No, it will not clean your house. But I use it a ton for that.
I know somebody that'll say I have to get all this done and it'll make her schedule.
Yeah. So there's a lot of.
I like to take the time to make my schedule because it procrastinates. but-
Yeah. And I still kind of do that because I'm like even with the grocery list, like I have chat tell it to me, but then like I have to write out like the meals on a piece of paper because I need like that, whatever. But
Well, put it in the order of when you walk in the grocery store and this is all your dairies together. That would be helpful.
it does.
So you're
It
not
goes-
crisscrossing the store.
it goes proteins, dairy, produce, baked goods, whatever, like all that. It puts it into categories.
If it would
for
tell
you.
me which aisle in Walmart is in,
And
that
it
would
can
be
even-
so helpful
it
because.
can give you a PDF, so then you could like get in PDF and print it out.
Oh my gosh.
So there are like definitely things like for me as a working mom and.
Well,
there are
I want to
things
hear when
I've
you make
used it
that
for.
meal and you're like, darn it, I forgot the cream. No.
No, because
Maybe
well, Tyler was working out of town a few weeks ago, and I was like, try to make him something on Sunday to take, and usually it's like an easy hot dish, and I was like, I have cream of mushroom soup,
yeah.
nacho cheese soup,
Put your
burger,
ingredients in,
whatever.
make a meal?
Yeah.
Oh
and
my God.
Yeah, it was like, here's a cheeseburger hot dish, and it was so good. It is now added into like our rotation of meals. It had pickles in it, and I would have never thought to do that. It was so.
You know
good.
what? This is like number 2 to the Tenneco life-changing thing that you taught me. Like, because Taylor told me that this vacuum mop that she had is life-changing, and it has changed my life. And now Chappie recipes. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep doing things the old-fashioned way, of looking at everything I have to do and getting overwhelmed, shutting down and watching TV.
Because that's working.
Yep.
Chappie Clean
GPT,
my
help
house.
me.
Yeah.
Then I'll give you a list to do, and you'll be like, "That's stupid. I don't want to do
I'm
that."
going to do that.
Yeah. And another thing, I'm contemplating doing like the 75 hard challenge after
Oh,
Labor Day. And
hell
so
no.
I like put that in, like I was just like, it was like really pumping me up. Like, you can do this, girl. And I'm
So like your best friend now?
maybe I can do this. This was last week. This week I'm thinking, there's
Well, you don't
no
need to do
way
that.
in hell that I can do that fully. But, whatever. It's just,
Just type in "give me 75 hard light" and see.
yeah, I could.
Yeah.
I could absolutely do that. And it would give me
Okay.
recommendations for
Well,
that.
we gotta talk offline, but I gotta understand like how to save the conversations because I feel like I'm starting over all the time. Okay, what are you gonna say?
I don't know much. I don't know much about it. I'm wondering if you do. Have you checked out the AI agents? They're called. Like you can kind of cater specifically. Tell ChatGPT to do specific things. You can kind of train it to be your assistant kind of thing.
I have not really dabbled in that, mainly
Clean
because
house.
I'm
Should
like,
look at
it's the setup stuff that scares me. I've actually kind of wanted to. I just saw someone post yesterday about Claude, and I think that can be a little bit more like that.
that.
Yeah. And so I did sign up for
There's
the
a lot
free
of them.
thing. There was one thing that I signed up for a few weeks ago. I don't think it was Notion. Maybe it was Notion. I don't know. That would be a team thing. But a lot of it is the setup. I said this from the very beginning. Everything is only as good as the prompt you give it, and
Yeah.
the direction that you tell
I
it.
don't have time for that.
Yeah, that you tell it to do. And so all of those things sound awesome, but I just need to sit down, I think, and really take the time to set something up and be like, this is my life. This is, whatever. But I also get a little like, ooh, I don't want to
downloading
be like
your
so
life
reliant,
into
like on a robot. Like that's kind of creepy,
And
I
also,
don't
what are they
know.
going to do with your
Yeah, and
information?
they're keeping all your data.
Yeah,
information, too.
that's it too. So, there's a lot of things to think about.
One of the Facebook ads I get delivered a lot is this woman can teach you how to teach AI to write in your voice.
God, people make a living out of everything.
I know. And I'm like, well, I don't have the patience to go through that, but that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Have you seen there's these people that are literally going insane, basically developing psychoses because they have the chatbot feeding back to them what they want to hear, kind of.
Oh.
And eventually it just drives them nuts. Like they start to believe.
Like they're-
I was telling them and it's reinforced. Yeah, you are.
You're paranoid.
You are hearing
The
voices.
government is listening. Yeah.
They are. Yeah, they are out to get you. It sounds like, and they lose it. Like it's wild.
Yeah, that's.
So I am pretty much convinced. I'm just using a teeny little bit
Oh,
of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Which maybe that's good.
Yes, I think it is good.
Grocery list, though.
That's a good idea.
It does really help.
I just think that hopefully consumers can see through it, and I just hope that our industry doesn't go away.
I don't think it will. I think there's a plateau of how it keeps getting better. Like how good can it get?
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah.
supposedly it's replacing people in Hollywood, like
Oh yeah,
for
writing
effects
movies
and stuff, and writing movies. Eventually, people aren't gonna.
I hope
watch
that doesn't
like,
Right.
happen.
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
think.
I don't think it will. And I think that businesses and brands and organizations that want to stand out and not blend in, they will still turn to professionals like us because they are the people that are leading the charge are smart enough to know that it's feeding the same exact thing to Joe's
Yeah.
garage as it is to Mike's garage
Right.
down the street.
Well, in 20 years, I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
We'll all be dead by then, but just kidding.
First, we got Deb talking about people getting cancer. You talking about?
I'm just kidding. I wanna know-
Asteroid or aliens are coming for
Yeah.
us.
The aliens are already buried beneath us. War of the Worlds.
Oh, good Lord. Good
See,
Lord.
Michael got my reference.
Oh, wonderful. Well, okay, this was a lot more fun than I thought it
See?
was going to be. I always have a great conversation with the two of you.
Yeah.
It's always good.
We're awesome.
You are awesome. So if you enjoyed
We're
this
Gen X,
episode,
that's why. Very
It shows
cynical
pretty
and
quick.
positive.
We like there's so much AI we're not even
No.
touching. Like there's so much to it. So don't come at us in the comments.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't know. And
Yeah.
that we admit we don't know, but this is how we use it.
we've not gotten one single review on our podcast, and this is going to be the
This
episode
will be
that
the
people
one.
listen to. They're going to be like, these guys suck. No, please don't say
No
that.
reviews?
I know.
Oh, we should-
Somebody review us.
you need to
Well, actually, we have one review.
Was it your mom?
Abby.
Our
Our
producer?
podcast producer.
This is an awesome podcast. Well produced.
Oh, too funny.
Now we have to ask people to review our podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Make sure to smash that like button and follow.
Yes.
That's what they say on YouTube.
And like and share.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Download.
It helps the algorithm.
RSS. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Okay, tangent needs to end. Let's get it back on track here. The
This is
wheels
our
are
fourth
falling off.
podcast today. I'm getting tired.
Yep, exactly. So, anyway, AI can obviously make your life easier, but it still cannot replace that human spark. AI,
Says us.
Yeah, says
Yeah.
us, the marketers.
Yeah.
Humanity is still well and alive, and people should be leaning on the humans around them to help create all of these amazing things. So, if you are a business owner out there looking to break the mold and not just turn to AI and blend in, give us a shout. And we will talk to you next week.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Behind the Brand. If you like this episode, share it with a friend. If you didn't, share it with an enemy and make sure to leave us a 5-star review. To stay connected, follow us. Links to our socials are in the show notes below.